Hi, good afternoon. This is Nina, and you're watching me live on StreamYard. I'm waiting for my guest host to come in. Her name is Caroline Haldeman, and we're just going to talk about mental health and bring mental health awareness to the topic. So I just sent her a link, and we're going to go from there. I'm going to see if she got the invitation. I know I just sent it. So in the meantime, I'm just going to see if she's going to come on. And I'm going to see if. Well, I'm just going to dive into the topic and wait for it to come in. Um, guest, like guest. Uh, to stay.
Okay.
Here she is.
Hello. Thank you for having me.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. We was
Thank
just talking
you.
about you. So here, I entitled this live "Mental Health Matters." I just wanted to keep it organic as possible, and we're just gonna sit
Mhm.
back and relax, and we're gonna talk about the subject and how we're gonna bring awareness to
Mhm.
mental health and the mental illness and the stigmatism that surrounds it. So, first of all, I'm just
Mhm.
gonna put it out there for me. I'm bipolar, and I've had bipolar disorder for, like I said, in the behind the scenes. I'm saying that live up close, um, since Thanksgiving of 2001, and my story started when I was with this dude, and the dude was playing mind games. Long story short, he got in my head thinking that I thought he was going to marry me. So I had delusions of grandeur at the time. And back in those days, like 20 years ago in the early
Mhm.
2000s, it was taboo. The people wasn't talking
Right.
about mental illness. So I'm like, mental illness, yeah, right. So it wasn't a lot of cases
Mhm.
like there are right now. I want to make sure that my
Mhm.
camera is straight. Okay. So, like I said, I had went to I got down to my birthday suit and asked the police officer to marry me, and he was like, he just started shaking his head. He said, "I'm gonna take you to the hospital," because he didn't know how to effectively handle it. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I was at the University Hospital in Newark, New Jersey. That's where I was born, and I stayed there for about 3 weeks, the standard time, 3 weeks, and they diagnosed me with
Oh
bipolar
wow.
disorder. Yeah, so that's how my story began, and I was in and out the hospitals for like the first 3 years, and I thought that I would be out of the hospital for good because I had it under control. I managed my symptoms, take my medication,
Mhm.
did the medication management. I thought I was fine. So fast forwarded
Yeah.
to 17 years later, a lot has happened. Children, marriage, and
Mhm.
child, marriage, and another child. So I have and a
Mhm.
grandbaby. But the grandbaby came after I came home from the next um hospital stay, which was in 2021. So
Mhm.
I've been through it. And then in the
Yeah.
interim, I had my first stroke was in July 23rd, to be exact, of 2019. The second one was right after that,
Mhm.
no, June 23rd, not July, June 23rd. And then July 21st was the second one. And then they diagnosed me with
Wow.
uh, yeah, with Moya Moya syndrome. So I'm still standing. by the grace of God.
Mhm.
Because that's just what my
Absolutely.
story is. And so I just want to put this out there that if I can make it, anybody else can make it. So you tell me about your story again, so for the listeners to listen.
Sure. My name is Caroline Haldeman. I'm 35 years old and founder of my NAANC in Eastern North Carolina because that's where we're based. And it's basically a mental health advocacy and suicide prevention group. And through that group, I've raised, a lot of funds for different organizations such as Non-National Alliance on Mental Illness. And then the current fundraiser that I have going on right now is for the AFSP, which is the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention.
Right.
And we actually have a walk. We actually go into a walk on Sunday, September 24th, which is basically celebrating the funds that we raised. We have matching T-shirts that I designed. So I'm really looking
Really?
forward to that. So that's yeah.
Great. Great.
Um,
I hope much
yeah.
success for you. So, mental illness, what does that mean to you?
Um, I see. I struggle with that because it's like I don't want to call myself sick or ill. You know what I mean?
Oh
Because
no, no, you
yeah,
label you decorate the way how how I say it. I say I have bipolar disorder. It doesn't have me. I control the mood swings and
absolutely.
stuff. So
Right.
you tell me like
Yeah.
how you view it.
Yeah, so I've had anxiety basically as long as I can remember. I remember having anxiety when I was in kindergarten, so I was 5 years old. And then in 2008, following a traumatic event, I was 10. Yeah, I was 10 years old in 2008. And that's when I developed depression. And so all throughout high school, it was a big struggle for me because I had a lot going on at home, and then I isolated myself because of my depression, so I didn't really have a lot of friends, and it was just me stuck in my head. I had nobody, so that was hard. And then in college was kind of when things got even worse because I started drinking, and like alcohol is a depressant, so it doesn't
Mm,
make my symptoms any better. It makes it worse. It might, at the time that I'm having a drink, oh, I'm partying, having fun, but then later that night, it's not fun anymore. I'm crying. I'm upset about everything. Then I feel like crap the next day. So um fast forward to 2020, I had my first son, and I love him, obviously. But
oh,
when
how old
2020
is
was when
he?
we had he's 3.5 now.
Oh, bless his
Yeah,
heart.
but 20. I had my son January 2020. Um, Dealt with postpartum depression from the very beginning. And then, fast forward to March, COVID lockdown. My husband's an essential worker working overtime. So it's literally just me and my son in the house all day, nowhere to go, depressed, I'm anxious because I'm scared my baby's going to get sick or something. So
Mm-hmm.
then, that's when postpartum really sunk in. And then 2021, I had my second baby, my daughter. Um, so she's 2 now. And,
Oh,
being a parent, yeah. But being a parent of 2 children under the age of 2, literally had a baby and a 1-year old. It was so challenging. And just my husband has a very intense job where he's at work a lot. So at the end of the day, it's mostly just me. I'm not saying that he's not an amazing support, but I was the one who was home with the kids every day.
mm-hmm.
And so, and on top of all this, I'm dealing with a lot of stuff with my mother. I have a very difficult relationship with my mom, but she definitely adds to my triggers. I hate to say it. And so 2022 is where things got really, really, really real. Okay. February 2022, um, the suicidal thoughts just would not go away no matter what. And at this point, I was still not on medication. And wait, are you there? I don't see you. I don't know what happened to her, guys. Mm-hmm. Oh, there you are.
Okay, a call came in, so I had to
Okay, I was like,
she FaceTiming me while I'm doing this live. So, but go ahead. You gotta start for
it's okay.
where we left off at. But go ahead.
Yeah. I was talking about February 2022. It got to a point where the suicidal thoughts were so persistent that it got to the point that I was scared of myself. I didn't trust myself. So
Wow.
I called this. You know, it's hard. It's like I need medication right now, but then you calling psychiatrists, therapists, they're like, I can get you in 2 months. Like, no, I
No,
need you right now. So
exactly.
I called this crisis line, and they had sent somebody to my house to evaluate me. And so she was like, you need to go to the hospital. If you don't go to the hospital, I'm gonna you know, take out papers with you on the sheriff's office, and the police are gonna come pick you up and take you. So obviously I'm like, no, you ain't gotta come up there. I will
Wow.
go. But it was very scary. So I have two very young children at the time. And so I'm in the emergency room, I mean, for like 12 hours.
Wow.
And I'm just sitting here in this horrible mental state. And so then I finally get to bed. And obviously they COVID tested me, and I was not sick. So obviously I'm like, I'm not gonna get COVID test. I'm not gonna test positive for COVID. So my husband, they told he technically wasn't allowed to come visit me, but they made an exception, like, okay, your husband could come. My husband was literally at the hospital walking up the stairs to come see me when my COVID test comes back positive. And like, your husband cannot come see you. And I'm
Wow.
devastated. I'm in this horrible state of mind, and I can't even see my husband. Then come to find out, the behavioral health unit at my local hospital, they were not accepting COVID positive patients. So, um, next thing I know, I'm in a police car driving me to a hospital in another place that I've never been. I think I was about an hour and a half away from home. No visitors because I had COVID. Um, it was really hard, but that's when I first got on medication. But, it's really hard to find the right medication. So actually, my anxiety ended up getting worse to the point that I was having panic attacks. I'm all the time. When I tell you I wasn't sleeping because of my anxiety, I wasn't eating because of my anxiety. So July 16th, 2022, I've had enough. I'm like, I cannot feel like this anymore because people that don't have anxiety, I don't think they understand. It's not just a mental thing, it's a physical thing. Like
That's
I
true.
can, I can't breathe. I can't catch my breath. My heart is racing literally from the second I wake up to the second I go to bed. My chest hurts, my stomach hurts. I'm not eating. So it was just too much. And I ended up taking a whole bottle of pills. And thank God, literally, God's the only reason I'm here. But and obviously I'm so blessed. Every day is a blessing to me because if I'd had it my way, I wouldn't be here right now. So,
That's deep.
when I took the whole bottle of pills, that was my second hospitalization. And at this hospital, they told me that I did not have bipolar, even though I had been told I had bipolar. So I ended up on the wrong medication that made me even worse. But
Hmm.
I didn't accept I didn't accept how much I needed help. So then as soon as I get out of the hospital, I'm kind of having my little manic episode. I feel like I'm on top of the world. I can do anything. I can do things. So I end up
Yeah.
being a full-time student in college. I was working a full-time job at a car dealership. I was working a part-time job at the mall, and I was doing a vehicle for children in foster care and on top of all.
You're
So
buffering on your end.
obviously too much
I can
for
barely hear you.
anybody.
Are you still there?
Mhm.
I can't hear
Oh,
you.
yeah.
Because
I
it was
wonder
breaking up.
why.
The phone, it was breaking up.
Can you hear me better now?
Perfect.
Okay. All right. So, did you hear what I was saying about all the things that I was committed to? Yeah.
I said,
So, a full time job, part time job is too much. That was too much. I absolutely could not handle it. So, the depression starts creeping back in,
mm-hmm.
and um, I was in therapy. This was November of last year. I was in my therapist's office, and my therapist was like, "Nope, you're not leaving here. You're going to the hospital because once again, the suicidal thoughts."
Mm-hmm.
And after I got out of the hospital that time, it did not help me at all. I did not like how I was telling you earlier. I had ended up going to this residential treatment center in Florida, which thankfully I have really good health insurance, so that's why I was able to go. And I
Right.
was there for about 3 weeks. 3 weeks, and literally we're in group therapy from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. every single day, no breaks. And they were monitoring my medication closely. They were, I was in individual therapy. I think 3 to 4 times a week I had an individual therapist. So it was really a good way to unpack some of the trauma that I've experienced, because people that haven't been to the hospital for behavioral health reasons, the behavioral health unit itself can be traumatizing.
Mm-hmm. That's
And
true.
I don't
Very
know if you've
true.
experienced that. It's scary
Mm-hmm.
because they take everything from you. They take all your clothes. They take, you can't have shoelaces in your shoes. You can't wear a belt.
It's like
um
prison.
you can't have strings like in your sweatpants. um they tell you when to go to sleep. They tell you when you got to take a nap. They
Right. I
when you are
know.
sleeping, and I know each hospital's different, but just for anybody who's listening, this is my personal experience. They check on you every 15 minutes while you're sleeping, slamming the door every 15 minutes all night. And it's like, I
Oh,
already
no,
have
like,
sleep
what are
issues.
you
So,
doing
anyway,
at? Exactly. Oh my goodness. But
it's scary. So, I
very
was
much.
undergoing that trauma.
So how long you been hospital
And
free?
in addition, things happen. Um, I haven't been back this whole year, 2023. Okay. I finally broke that cycle. Oh no, you disappeared again.
I'm sorry, she keeps
Here you are,
calling.
you're back.
Yeah, because I think I'm gonna have to cut this short
You
and
are
so
okay.
yeah. But
Okay.
so how long were you hospital free now?
The whole year 2023. Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. So what I want,
I know. I broke the cycle. Yeah.
that's great. And what I want our listeners to do is listen to. I mean, I know this was the first live of the podcast, and the connection really was not that great. I think I'm gonna try it on
Mm-hmm.
a different platform the next time around. I don't know what your schedule is like today because you
Yeah.
got the two little ones. But if you want
Yeah.
to go back and try it again today, I'm going to be available for the next hour and a half because at 2:30 and I start getting ready to get my daughter and be at the bus stop at 3:40. So I just
Okay.
want to give myself time. So just let me know. So we
Yeah.
really got to get this conversation going. I like where this is going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I want to get to the point of get to the point where we talk about where the resources where they can find you
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
educate. The next topic we're going to talk about is how they can effectively get the help that they need, and
Mm-hmm.
you can offer them services and stuff like that. So let's do that for the next time. If you want to book, put it on the
Yeah.
calendly like you did before, That's the best way to do it. And then just put the best contact for me to reach you. I
Okay.
actually have both of your contacts now. So, but
Yeah.
just in case, put the email address, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, we'll
Sounds
try it
good.
again. Yeah, maybe on Facebook because that's where I have the largest audience. I have like I think 1,800 followers on Facebook, so
Can
that
I borrow
will
some?
reach the
Seriously, I need to. I'm
that'll
trying to
reach
get
the
to
most people.
2,000. I
Yeah.
need to. I'm trying to get 1,000. I'm only at 236 followers.
Well, we can talk about that.
Okay,
All
cool.
right, I'll catch you later.
All right, but thank you.
Of
Bye
course.
bye.
Bye.
Mm-hmm. Chat. Oh, chat. Best comments. Industry. Oh, I'm still on here, guys. So that's it's a wrap.